So let's start that design process by creating the logo. But first, I'm just going to hide the grid. I won't need it just now. But I'm going to create a new layer that I'm going to rename, and I'm going to call it header, just like so. And I'm going to grab the artistic text tool, and I'm just simply going to type in created, just like so. Now, the font that we are using is well, our main heading font, which is called Hint, as we already know. But of course, we don't want it to be this light. I mean, if we created a darker background, of course, we could go with this light color, but we want to add a gradient to it. And since we have this swatch right here, this fill, this gradient fill, we can simply add it to our text. However, if you don't have a gradient swatch right here, you can simply go ahead and activate the fill tool. And in here, where you can see type, you can use solid, which would be a simple color, any color that you would want, just like that. But you can also choose linear gradient, elliptical gradient, radial, conical, or even you could add a bitmap to your logo, but that would be strange for a logo on a website. So I'm simply going to choose linear, like so, and as you can see, we already have this. Maybe let me just zoom in a bit. We have this gradient slider right here, and if you want to change the colors of the gradient slider, you can simply click on this box right here, and you can change the colors of your gradient stops. So maybe let's choose something like that, maybe a bit darker. I mean, you can play around with it whole afternoon, and you can just click and change the direction of the slider, just like so. However, as I said, I am simply going to use this gradient swatch right here, and I'm gonna make it significantly smaller. Now I will bring back my grid just so I can see what I'm doing right here, and I'm going to move my logo up here. I'm going to place it against my left column, to this first column right here, and I'm going to increase the size. Let's see, 36 maybe. Maybe that's going to be a bit too big. 28 should be fine, just like so. Of course, we can always change it later if we want to. So now that we have our logo, let me just quickly show you what it looks like right now. Now we have our logo that actually might need some tweaking. I mean, we might want to extend it just a little bit to somewhere here. Why not? So now that we have the logo, we can move on to creating the navigation and embedding our first icons, those social media icons that we just saw in the previous video. Let's actually leave the logo for just a second, and then let's move on to creating the navigation.